Saying Goodbye, written by GeodesicDragon. I hoped and prayed that this day would never come. I always wished that you would stay by my side forever, and the two of us would have the time of our lives. And yet, here I am, standing by your grave. I guess every pony's time has to come eventually. But why did your time have to be now? Time. We sure had a good one together. Why, I'll never forget the day I first met you. I couldn't help but laugh at how small and helpless you looked in that basket. When you saw me, you gave me a little grin, and I knew we'd soon be the best of friends. We grew up together, playing amongst the apple trees, frolicking in the lake, and hanging around town together. Folks often said we were inseparable. That's where one of us was. The other one was never too far behind. Soon, you become just as strong and independent as I am. You didn't take no manure from any pony, but at the same time, you weren't one to hold a grudge. If you fell out with some pony, you would try your darndest to make peace with them. Like when I tried harvesting all the apple trees by myself. You tried to get me to stop, but I just shunned your advice and told you to mind your business. Not that you listened to me, of course. If anything, it just made you all the more determined to get me to listen to reason and accept the help. Granted, it were Twilight who got me to see sense, but you played your part. If it weren't for you pestering me, I never would have listened, and I might have hurt myself something awful. I felt horrible for the way I treated you, but you accepted my apologies like the good friend you are. Were. And soon we were acting like it never happened. You were always there with a welcoming ear and a shoulder to cry on, ready and willing to listen to any pony's problems. When Apple Bloom was getting teased about not having her cutie mark, you were quick to offer her a hug. You dang near burst. She squeezed you that hard. But you didn't seem to mind. All of Bloom's troubles seemed to disappear when she hugged you. Time and time again, she would come home from school bawling her eyes out, and you'd be first in there with the hugs, and I'd provide the comforting words. When her latest bout of crusading failed, you were there. When she ended up hurting herself because her latest bout of crusading failed, you were there. When Mac got over the effects of love potion Apple Bloom and her friends slipped him, he got to thinking that he'd like to see Cheerilee properly. But the big galoot was too afraid to tell her, so you kept pestering him about it, even going so far as to run all the way to Cheerilee's house with him hauling your tail. Soon as those two locked eyes with each other, that was it. He asked her out, she accepted, and you got a treat as a thank you. It's been a few years now, and they're engaged. Would you believe it? I still can't. It's just a dang shame you ain't gonna be there to enjoy the wedding. You didn't do it very well, but you love to dance. Then again, Twilight can make you look like John Travolta. You even helped Granny Smith when the Flim Flam brothers came and tried to take the farm from us. I'll admit, my own stubborn nature nearly cost us our home. Thankfully, those two goofed up, and we haven't seen them since. But Granny was fearful for days they might come back and try again. She sat on the porch and kept a lookout for any sign of them or their infernal cider machine. And you were right there with her, making sure she didn't freeze. You brought her a blanket, then you took over the watch when Granny fell asleep, which didn't take too long. She was mighty happy for your help, but you didn't care much for the praise. As far as y'all were concerned, you were just helping out a friend. You were always the first one I saw when I had yet another nightmare about what Discord showed me, just waiting with a calming nuzzle to reassure me that everything was going to be fine. You then stayed by my side as I tried to get back to sleep. I felt as if you were my guardian, watching over me. Your presence was enough to soothe my nerves, that's for sure. You know, I never did tell you how much I appreciate everything you did for us. But I think you knew, even I never mentioned it. You just had a way of knowing these things. Darling, you are more than a friend to us apples. Heck, we consider you a part of the family. You stuck by us through thick and thin, always ready and willing to help out. In fact, if I'm honest, I saw you as more than a friend or a member of the family. I loved you, Sure Cube. Celestia knows I loved you with all my heart, and I never got a chance to tell you that before, well, you know what happened. Saving me from those timber wolves was the bravest thing I've ever seen. In a way, that was their way of telling me how much I meant to you. You put yourself on the line to save my flank, and I'll never forget it. But know that I would have done the same for you in a heartbeat. You may be gone, but the memories I have, well, I'll cherish them for the rest of my days. I gotta go, darling, but I'll be back to see you again soon. You're a good friend, and I'm proud to have known you. Rest in peace, Winona. Rest in peace.
Hey everyone, Agent Fluffy here, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to support me even more, feel free to support my Patreon. The links are right here.